Hi Ankita, today I'm going to answer your question about self-love and why is it important to practice self-love. A lot of people give different ideas about self-love, but I'm going to be a little realistic on what is actually self-love, okay? So, since childhood you might have seen that you've been told, you've been asked to be more responsible towards your parents, towards your family members, towards your siblings, towards your friends. You've always been asked to be very kind and compassionate and giving to other people. Now, if I have to look at the holistic picture, if I have to see how we've been raised as children, the most important lesson went missing in our studies, and that was realizing the self worth. Today, 90% of the people they are suffering from low confidence. They are not determined to do what they're supposed to do. They do not understand the concept of manifestation and the power and the potential that their brain holds. It's all because they've never been told that they have that capability and the potential to be able to manifest everything positive in their lives. When you talk about these emotions like kindness and compassionate and by being very soulful and being emotionally empath towards somebody, how do these energies they come from? These energies and these emotions they come from within, and this within, the connection with your soul will only come to you when you realize that you are worthy of it. You're worthy of giving it to somebody else. If you do not have positivity in your repository, how will you be able to give it to somebody else? Self love is actually a process wherein you give significance to the armor, your body, yourself, and this is not self obsession. This is realizing the fact that your armor is meant to protect your purest energy, which is your soul. Hence, self love is all about understanding yourself, giving yourself a priority and significance over somebody else. When you are positive, when your aura is positive, is only when you will be able to help somebody else. If you are negative and if you are not able to realize your own self worth and potential, I'm sorry, my friend, you will never be able to manifest a true partner for yourself. If somebody's love is inconsistent, you might feel temporarily high, but for the rest of the time, you might just feel a lot low. So, for scenarios like these, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to first and foremost realize and understand that nobody in this world is more significant than you yourself, your mental health, your mental peace, and your reality with yourself. And hence, when you start realizing this, is when you start respecting yourself even more than the other opponent, no matter how judgmental the person could be in the opposite, or no matter how uh, lows he can give you uh, in your journey. But still, if you have that kind of self-respect, you will automatically develop confidence in yourself. And when you gain that confidence, you automatically regain your self-respect and you come out of that toxicity that is being imbibed in your brain by somebody who is insignificant. Remember one thing: the other person is important in your life is all because you have given importance to that person. That person will lose his significance in your life the moment you start realizing your self-worth. This happens, and probably this has not been happening with most of the people. People, they do not realize in the long run, they do not realize that compromising to a great extent might help you sustain a relationship for a short span of time. But if you are not able to connect with yourself and if you do not realize your own self-respect, that relationship, or may that be anything in your, even in your career, might just fall out. Self-love practice is very important because that gives you a positive vibe about yourself. You start realizing what you are made of, what your actual component is. And hence, self love will lead you towards the path of success. When we do not practice self-love and we do not realize our self-worth, we fall into the trap of toxicity and we start believing on what other people have said about us. We start trusting their opinion. We take in that judgment from other people, and indirectly we get into toxicity. Is that even worth it? You have to also realize this one thing for sure. The other person who is passing a judgment towards you, is that person trying to make an improvisation in your life or just trying to pull you down? If you know what you are, if you understand your self worth, nobody's judgment can affect you. May that be in a relationship, may that be in your career. Self love leads to self confidence. Self love leads to making peace with your mental health. And self love is all about giving significance to your own self over anybody else in your life. It is not self obsession, it is just about realizing your true potential.